since we got a lot to talk about, we'll just go and get started. 3, 2.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth.
Alpha, Reader's Escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
Zeitgeist Zealots. Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Tip.
Yeah, it's been a while since we got the order sort of messed up.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, I think we've just had some injuries throughout the podcast. People just getting
we're getting
mauled
old.
and just like beaten up and having surgery and stuff. It's just been a rough couple of weeks for everyone. It's been a rough start of the year, but some silver linings. We've had some great shows come up to like help us get through this awful year so far. Common Side Effects just wrapped up on Adult Swim. Sort of this show that just came out of nowhere, sort of like Stranger Things, and just was great. And then Daredevil Born Again, which not so much a sleeper hit, but has gotten gradually better.
Mm-hmm.
It'll put you to sleep.
Back!
I guess Matt is still a Daredevil apostate. He won't get on the bandwagon.
I actually liked it. I thought, as far as a Daredevil show without Daredevil in it, I thought it's been pretty good. I would say it's the best episode of Law and Order. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it. Which one do we want to do first? We'll see Daredevil since we're already here.
Yeah. So we had a St. Patrick's Day episode. I guess they perfectly timed that one.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Sort of. It might have been like a week off, but they had a St. Patrick's Day episode where Matt just they decided to just do like a adaptation or remake of Inside Man, but way less good, and with a blind lawyer in it instead of Denzel Washington. So, but yeah, it's basically that episode basically was the plot from Inside Man, right?
I've never seen Inside Man.
Oh, it's like with Denzel Washington and Clive Owen, I think, and it was like it was kind of like the last good Spike Lee movie, I think. That people really seem to like that one. It's not like an amazing movie, but it's like an above average heist or bank robbery movie. But basically that was like the plot for this episode was you have these bank robbers under the guise of stealing all this money, but they're really just there for a diamond or something.
Right, and the classic, how are you gonna get away? You have a cop outfit and you slip in. Oh
yeah, and they're doing the whole. I guess Dog Day Afternoon also is inspired. So the cops are surrounding the place. They got I don't know how the bank robbers were planning to get out. I think it was the writers didn't really think that far ahead. But they had the one bank robber have dressed as a cop.
Inside Man is the one. You were just talking about with Spike Lee. Is that the one where at the end he creates a fake wall and lives in the wall for
basically he lives in the bank for a week and then he just leaves a week later.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that. I was that's the best. That's
because
the best
they interview every single person who was in the bank, and they can't find the dude. But I think someone also an Inside Man. There was one of the hostages was really part of the robbery gang, just like in this episode.
Just like in this episode, the lady.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it was sort of like a standalone episode. I mean, I think there are I think the Asian detective who was in it showed up in the following episode, and I think the guy Luca who they're working for was also in the next episode. So it wasn't completely standalone. It did some things did filter over into the next episode, but it was mainly just none of the other cast members are in this one. It's no Kingpin, no
Froggy. I'm kidding.
But we're trying to shoehorn in Miss Marvel.
Yeah. I gotta say, the dad is the best part of that whole show. I really enjoyed Yusuf. Is that his name? I really enjoyed him. I thought he was quirky and great. But yeah, then they shoehorned in you have to come to New Jersey.
That actor was charged with accused of like sending inappropriate messages to like a minor
a
few years ago. I guess that like fell through because
she turned 18. Yeah, you just waited.
Well, it still would have been illegal.
Yes,
but
obviously.
He was still in that Marvels movie, which I didn't see, but I know he was in it, and he was in this. So I guess those charges or those accusations just never materialized. Same thing with the guy who's playing Namor. He was also accused of rape, but he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. So I guess that was also swept under the rug, or
I wonder why
just
nothing. Jonathan Major got the hammer so bad.
You gotta actually be found guilty, I guess. So before you're actually.
Oh wow! Imagine that. To be found guilty.
It's how it should be. You should be innocent until found guilty.
That is true.
America.
If somebody does something
bad. Yeah. So I mean, the bank robbery episode. I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, we had like Daredevil put on a red mask because, of course, I mean, amazing he knew the right one to pick. But we don't have to like dwell on that one.
He can smell color. Yeah, this guy can see so well.
We'll get into that in the latest episode, but can I just mention, especially with this bank robbery episode, not a single person is trying to act at all in any scene in this episode.
Oh, I never thought about that.
So bad and dry. The dialogue between the Irish guy and the hostage negotiator is one of the cringiest, where she has to tell a joke and nobody knows the joke, and it is just like,
yeah, that was really bad writing.
Disney, like, just is everybody phoning it in and just being like, hey, I'm taking the Disney money, and
200 scripts later, they have to be phoning it in. Like, you just literally can't put in great dialogue after you've written, let's say, great dialogue 199 more times.
It's not even the dialogue; it's just how they deliver it. It's atrocious. I mean, what is the director doing here? Who directed this episode? I'm not sure.
Yeah. And also the line, bad. Like, the bank robber was like, like, I think the hostage negotiator was like, why are you robbing a bank on St. Patrick's Day? You should be out drinking, celebrating. He's like, yeah, well, I'm a Protestant, so that's like a Jew celebrating Christmas.
What?
Like, Amen.
Honey, you don't even know what he's talking about.
Hush now, child, me trying to hear the good word.
What was that?
I don't know. Let me worship.
We want to ask the congregation if we have anybody new joining us for today. Any guests, any visitors, anything like that?
You caught us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, hilarious.
But I mean, overall, it felt like this was like a like, I don't know if they're trying to make Daredevil good for kids, because like in other episodes, no, because this felt like a kids show on Nickelodeon at points. It was just so ham-fisted and like so poorly done. It
was pretty forgettable. I didn't really like feel like I thought there was like potential.
Right now, this bowling ball has energy. It's not moving, but it's got energy. Please consider the following.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
But it was kind of just like they didn't need a whole episode to devote to a bank robbery. They could have just like made this like the first maybe half of an episode, and then like get on with the rest, like the season, like the story from the main season with Mayor Fisk. They could have brought that back in, but they didn't need to like devote an entire episode to this.
I'm really glad they didn't bring She-Hulk in for this episode. You could feel it, like if they were only going to do like half the episode was going to be the trial. I feel like the other half would have She-Hulk for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's they're already shoehorning in Kamala, so maybe not. But I feel like that would have been the time to put She-Hulk in. I feel like they had to write She-Hulk out of this episode.
I don't think we're going to see her until Avengers Doomsday, which, by the way, have y'all seen the concept art for Doctor Doom? RDJ's Doctor, it looks freaking terrible.
No.
It's like literally just like Robert Downey Jr., but he has like a really lame metal mask on and just like a green jacket. It looks so cheap. It's freaking awful. So I'm hoping they're well. I think they got like bad reviews or like bad response to the original leader design, and then they changed that. So they'll probably change it up since like the reaction's been so negative. But I think the reaction to RDJ's Doctor Doom anyway has been negative regardless. So yeah.
Matt, do you have thoughts on? Oh wow, the concept art looks laughably bad. This looks like
it's horrible. Bad? Yep, he's just like hunched over in the chair there in the concept art.
Like, this guy, he's got like a green hood on. He looks like Arrow almost. It's awful, just bad. No, this isn't real.
So wait, so does Iron Man become Doctor Doom?
It's like it's like basically Kang was supposed to be the bad guy, but because of Jonathan Majors things, they had to like call in this is like all just desperation on Marvel's part. It's just like they know like Jonathan Majors' Kang can't sell a movie, so they're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and they're bringing back a very well-known villain. It's just pure desperation on Marvel's part.
It sounds like desperate. Like what happened to Marvel? Marvel had such a good run. It's like they
oversaturation.
They burnt out, and then now they're just fading away.
Well, they just focus on characters nobody cares about, and they're just, and just some of the creative ideas they've had have just been terrible. Like the post Endgame, the post Snap, like making like a 5 year, like a 5 year gap just made things confusing. So it's just been like bad decision after bad decision. But I don't know. I think this,
it was COVID.
We'll see what happens.
Disney Plus.
Do you think there's redemption?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, no, it's like they won't reboot. Like they won't even reboot the X-Men because they're bringing back Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart. They're bringing back Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. They just won't reboot anything. They just will keep
that nostalgia
bringing back
going.
these old actors. Yeah. So it's just like they won't take any risks. They're just they're making safe choices and trying to.
Potentially, they could make a good movie. They've got all the actors, all the tools, all the storylines. They could just go back and make a good movie. They refuse to. That's the thing. It's not like.
So what they need to do.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Is take 6 years off. Take 6 years off. Wait till like 2030 something, right? And then you can re-get the kids that were 12. No, they're now 18, 19. Hit them up with the nostalgia, but like completely not reboot, but come up with a fresh idea in that 6 year period of time. Just like Star Wars. Star Wars needs a break. Marvel needs a break. Find a different franchise to milk to death at this point, Disney. Give it a few years. That way you're not just scraping the bottom of the barrel with story ideas that just fail and fail and fail. Like I wanted Daredevil to be good, and it's not.
Jeez, what would that world even look like? Like 6 years without the Disney train, the Disney machine.
No, I'm saying keep Disney going because there's other, do some Harry Potter shit or something. I don't know. Just leave Marvel alone. Leave Star Wars alone.
Doctor Who. So here's the thing: like everything they touch turns to trash. At least ratings and fiscally.
Well, because you're writing for the biggest audience that you can capture, so you're milking it down and hoping the fanboys don't rage quit. But
I mean, maybe a mass firing. Just fire all the Wokies at Disney Plus and try to hire creative talent.
I mean, that would be one strategy. Another strategy would be for consumers to speak and continue speaking. The free market. That's what talks at the end of the day.
Wallet. Here's my question, though. So, the Russo brothers made Infinity War and Endgame. That two-parter was an absolute banger of a series, but everything else they put out is garbage. Like their latest movie, The Electric State, was bad. It was so
all their non-Marvel stuff has been not good.
Community.
Well, can I say the reason why that was so good is because they had a bunch of lead up that wasn't them to their finale, and they were just responsible for the finale. They were like,
but they stuck the landing,
and it's all
J.J. Abrams can't do that.
Yeah, which is awesome, but they can't create from anew, and that's why Electric State is so horrible. They're like, hey, look what they did. Let's get this actor from Stranger Things. Let's get this actor from over here. Let's try this concept that's kind of this, kind of that, and mash it all together.
I think one of the biggest issues is they're outsourcing. Like, I'm almost certain they're doing this because a lot of businesses do this where they'll hire a consulting group. It's like, all right,
It's
consulting
always.
group, and there's some tax incentive to hire particular types of consultants. Like, all right, these consultants are very, such and such ideologically driven,
ESG.
and we can take a tax break off of that because it's offered by the government. So, it's amazing the influence that like tax incentives have on industry. It's pretty profound. So
absolutely,
what's happening with Disney is encoded into the law of the land, and that seems to be one of the root causes of the problem.
Don't say
it's like the very laws, and the laws of the land like manipulate culture in a big way. So
speaking of the laws, do you think Matt Murdock could fix this problem in court? Or do you want to see Daredevil break down Bob Iger's door and say, hey, stop putting a lady in everything and making her gay?
Honestly, I want to see more power to the people, the consumer.
More people liked episode 6 and episode 5. I think we can all agree on that. And that was the one where we saw Daredevil fight Muse and was really like a callback to like the fight choreography from the Netflix series, and
which was amazing.
Yeah.
Can we all just agree that that girl cannot act to save her life? Every scene she was in episode
Which one?
6, the daughter of White Panther guy, White Tiger guy.
Oh yeah. She's also like 4'10", so she's supposed to take up. Yeah. No. That's
every time she started talking, my eyes just kind of glazed over, and I'm like, like they could not find an actor.
They should have gotten Rachel Ziegler.
Like, so bad.
She's gonna need work. She's gonna need work after Snow White.
She'll never work again. No, she will. She'll definitely get hired again, for sure.
But yeah, I mean that I can't remember else what happened in the episode, but yeah, it was basically okay. We need a reason for.
So
it was basically like
there's a serial killer in town, and I do like Vincent D'Onofrio's always been the best part. Fight me on that. But he has this line where he's talking about how he's staying up to the police chief who hates him already, and he's like, when the sanitation department discovers a serial killer before
that was a great line.
The New York cops, yeah, it's like, you shut the fuck up. I thought that was a great delivery, great line. I really enjoyed that. So like, yeah, Muse is a serial killer who's been killing people and then mixing their paint and mixing their blood into the paint and then creating all these great murals that people are loving and taking pictures in front of. Like, dude, how awkward would that be if like you're like a little white girl with your Starbucks every day taking pictures in front of the new Banksy, and then it's like, oh, that's your roommate's dead roommate's blood. Gross. He killed those 2 girls really fast though, and just out in the middle of the open.
Well, he's apparently really good at Taekwondo, and that was basically the reason he became evil, is because his parents made him take Taekwondo when he didn't want to. Which I was like, okay, I mean, at least that explains why he can fight Daredevil, but I'm pretty sure like a teenager who knows Taekwondo wouldn't be able to take on Daredevil, but it was like, okay, I get it. But
I like how it's
in
Taekwondo,
the comics,
it's definitely like the only form of like martial arts the writers know. They're like, yeah, I had to take Taekwondo in the 7th grade. Like, they're not doing like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They're not doing like any kind of like special kind of fighting. Just like, no.
Taekwondo is
Korean. Just say karate. Korean.
Yeah, karate's Japanese, Taekwondo's Korean, Kung Fu's Chinese, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu something, I don't know.
What's slapboxing?
I can't remember.
Is that American? I feel like that's pretty American. That's the most American. Slapboxing's the most American thing. Hey,
have you all seen that web series Enter the Dojo? Wow. It's like Amaradote, I think, is the name of the martial art he invents.
No,
Amaradote. It's American. He's like, "What's your favorite martial art?" Kung Fu. Bullshit. What's your favorite martial art? Karate. Bullshit. So Amaradote is the name of martial art he teaches.
My favorite is whatever Steven Seagal does. That's the
that's like Aikido, I think. It's basically like only useful
when he does it.
Swordsman.
Only when he does it.
Well, it's only it's like practical application is like it was literally created to disarm swordsmen in ancient Japan. So
I I just like
it's
how
not really. It doesn't really have any practical.
Grown men. He just flips grown men with like 2 fingers. It's the most ridiculous thing. If you haven't seen it, guys, if you're listening, spend an afternoon, go down the Steven Seagal rabbit hole on the internet. It is.
Yes, it's funny. It's
wild.
It's part of the...
He's so old. His hair's so jet black. Rudy Giuliani could call him up and get some hips
too. So maybe he can end this war. So
him and Dennis Rodman, that would be the greatest comment.
Dennis Rodman's friends with Kim Jong-un.
Oh, dictators call each other up.
Maybe. The last episode, we had Muse die. So we found out like his backstory and everything, and I don't think it was as good as the previous episode, but I guess Muse is not coming back. The theory, the rumor is like now his girlfriend's gonna become the new Muse, which just seems really stupid. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, Muse is gone.
She is.
He didn't have
gonna be stronger and better because she's a woman.
Yeah, she'll be Musette.
They can't help themselves. Disney, I put money on it. I bet you one subscribe button. You gotta click the subscribe button if I'm right.
But the word Muse is actually like for like a feminine, it has like a feminine connotation, right? Anyways, I mean,
yeah, you're usually, when you're inspired by your muse, it's usually a woman or a little Greek boy.
Oh, okay, maybe that's I don't know. I always thought Muse was like referencing like a woman, but
no, it is, except for the band.
But he didn't have his powers in this show. They just made him just like a kid who's good at taekwondo and who like kills people. But he has like sensory deprivation powers in the comic. It's like literally like a villain made explicitly for Daredevil. It's like he can just like absorb sensory information, and so like Daredevil can't hear.
He's an Inhuman.
He's like an Inhuman, yeah, which they can't do in the MCU because they had that separate show. So it's like,
I mean, you could just they pretty much are like, we're not doing Inhumans. We got the X-Men back, so we're gonna need the mutants now. We don't need Inhumans.
Yeah. But yeah, did y'all think that Vanessa was going to betray Wilson, or were y'all like not shocked that?
Not shocked at all.
He was ready. Yeah.
Dude, this girl, trouble from the very beginning, trying to steal your empire, bro.
The dude tried to give her the girl boss. He tried to seduce her with the girl boss talk. Like, you're the best kingpin. You were the queenpin, and you're way better than the kingpin, and you should be in charge. And she's like, even I think that's bullshit. You're gonna die. So
it's like, look, I might 20% of this TV show might be us going to marriage counseling, but you don't disrespect my husband like that.
Yeah. So apparently the guy who shot Luca is a character from the comics called Bullet, who looks nothing like he does in the comics. Of course, he's like another Daredevil villain, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like they should have created like a new character because he looks like nothing and has nothing to do with the actual character except he uses bullets to kill people. But
I guess that's what happens when you get rid of Poindexter in the first 10 minutes of your season. No one can use bullets but Bullseye.
Yeah.
Although he didn't really use bullets, did it? He used almost anything else but bullets.
Well, he used a bullet to kill Foggy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a very big bullet.
It's important.
So, Bullet killed Luca. What else happened? Daredevil had to rescue Heather, and then was there a cliffhanger, or did the episode just end? I really can't remember. What else happened.
The episode
I just know Muse died, Luca died.
Matt, the last 30 seconds, what happened? Was it worth it, or did they pull a reverse Eno on us?
Dude, I fell asleep halfway through the last episode, and I really don't give a crap to watch any more of it.
Okay. Well, only 2 episodes left.
Matt throws in the towel.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Want to move on to common side effects?
Absolutely. Let's get on to maybe the best show, at least the best animated show, since
Common Side
Blue Eyes Samurai.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna get into that.
I tried watching Scavenger's Reign, which is like another like acclaimed animated series, but I couldn't get into it. It was like too weird.
I'm telling you, Royal Crackers. Go watch Royal Crackers. I watched the first episode and I was like, "This is."
After you watch Venture Brothers, and then we'll.
Touche. The reason I asked if this was the best anime since Blue Eyes Samurai, is because I want to go around the table.
Is season 2 ever coming out?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what is coming out? Andor,
Probably be a few
season
years, yeah.
2. So subscribe because we're going to be covering that. But was this better? Do we like Common Side Effect more than we like X-Men 97? Highly reviewed TV show that we loved. What do you guys think? Is this better? Was Common Side Effects a better story? Was it more enjoyable? What do you think, Matt?
Well, overall, I think this is definitely better than X-Men 97, just for the fact that it came out of nowhere. It's an original concept. It's something completely different than what we've seen before. This doesn't mean that X-Men 97 is bad, but
no, by any means.
I remember seeing a commercial on Cartoon Network for this show months ago, going, "This looks stupid." They obviously did not make the commercial for me. You know, they're aiming for that 18 to like mid-20s group, and so when I saw that commercial for Common Side Effects, I was like, "This is dumb," and I happened on lunch break just to turn it on, watch an episode. Next thing you know, I'm 6 episodes in, and going, okay, I didn't realize this is week to week. It's just that good. This story is great. The voice acting's great, and
so,
X-Men 97 was awesome. But this is just like this is a breath of fresh air for me.
It's so different. It's so refreshing. You won't find anything else like this on television. And I'm sure most people haven't even heard of it. So we're going to break down, exactly what Common Side Effect is. But one of the things why I think it's so unique and why I think there's no other TV show like it is because it's so anti-big pharma. And I think Cartoon Network's probably one of the only channels that can get away with like airing that kind of stuff because I don't know. I don't watch Cartoon Network, but I can't imagine they're getting a lot of pharmaceutical ad revenue coming in for their target demographic of like 12 and 13-year-olds, I'm sure they still...
I thought Big Pharma was like the best and was saving all of us, Major.
No, that's what the New York Times wants you to believe, but you're being lied to.
I am so confused.
Well,
Big Pharma is so good for everybody.
Let me tell you about Common Side Effects. This show is absolutely fire. The animation style took a second to get used to, but the characters, it's endearing. This show is so charming. There's this dumb little dance scene where these 2 police detectives are like dancing, and there's like this bum 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 bum, but and like she's just getting like a coffee or whatever. Shake Gamora. I don't know, but it's like it lives rent free in my head. It's such a funny, charming, like clever little bit, and it doesn't do anything. It's nonchalant, but it's just what makes the show so
does it go all the way back in history to like the early 1900s when Big Pharma like really like became a thing, and they started like doing started during the Spanish influenza when Big Pharma really came into their own,
when they found their power? No, this slaps you right into present day America, right in the middle of the current shit show with our current healthcare system. We're gonna do
interesting.
We're gonna do spoilers. We're gonna go over the season since it's wrapped up.
As 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is kind of crazy.
It's an amazing show, but it's the long and the short of it. The synopsis of it: you get this main character who discovers this mythical mushroom, and this mushroom glows blue, and it has healing powers. Like you get shot, you get stabbed, you just eat the mushroom, and then you get healed. So this would obviously cause a big problem for Big Pharma. And so it's a great show about this hippie trying to preserve this mushroom and keep it out of Big Pharma's hands. He's got a high school, semi-love interest, will they, won't they kind of thing. She, refriends him. They get reacquainted. But she's actually working for Big Pharma for this.
So is the mushroom just an allegory for Jesus? That's what I'm...
No, it's legit like a magical mushroom.
Yeah. No, that's Christianity. With what John D'Allegro.
It seems like all the best shows are about fungi. Common Side Effects, Last of Us.
That's the other show that's coming out. Yep, we're gonna
next
cover
week.
that
I think
as well.
The 13th. Yeah, I think. Or wait, what's today? The 12th.
6.
Oh, okay.
We're recording.
Yeah, I think it comes out next Sunday. Okay, so and then Andor is going to be, I think, a week after that. some change. So yeah, we got a lot to. And
that guy's
out. I think
gearing back up.
Disney's trying to keep us reeled in. Like right after Daredevil ends, they're gonna do Andor. So it's like,
we need your monthly subscriptions.
I have to keep a subscription for like anything coming out. I mean, I don't think there's any Marvel shows coming out after Daredevil.
Dude, they are putting.
I think they realize that
When is Ironheart coming out?
Oh, Ironheart. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be. Is that gonna be like Echo 2.0?
June 24th. Yeah, dude.
Okay,
maybe
that might be like
the smartest thing Disney should do is just hire, who's the CEO, Zaslav from Warner Brothers. Just like, all right, just Bob, you're out. Zaslav, you're in, and just have Zaslav just cancel for tax purposes all of these terrible TV shows that. I mean, they've been sitting on Ironheart for like 3 years. You know, it's not good.
Yeah.
Like if it was a good TV show, they would have put it out already.
I think like Echo is pretty much they basically just like released on Hulu because they knew it was going to be, garbage, and they like cut the episode count down to 5. So
6 episodes, and if there's a god out there, they'll release them all. They'll drop them all on the same day.
Well, you know the old allegory about like about digging a hole. Sometimes like people find themselves digging their hole deeper instead of trying to dig a new hole, to find the source of water. It's like, oh, let's dig here, and they just keep digging.
And they're like pot committed, yeah.
But their human pride does not like permit them to abandon the old hole and start digging a new one. Yeah. I feel like Disney is just like so far down this hole that they're like, oh, but my egos, we're infallible.
No, I promise the modern audience does
Disney.
Exist. They just don't understand it. I like that idea in concept and in theory, but I think in reality, a big part is that they just haven't fired these people. These people haven't changed. They're still making money. They don't care if the. I heard.
Well, they're the hole diggers. That's the thing. Yeah, they're all digging together. They're all like, let's dig, baby.
Gold made a really good comparison and said he was talking about how Chinese game developers make games to sell games to make money, and American game developers make games to spread a message, to make a message. Like they're not making Concord, or what was that Dragon Age. They're not doing that to optimize profits for shareholders. They're doing that to share a message. And I thought that was an interesting bit to nibble on as we're all over the place here. But Forrest, you're the one who turned us on to Common Side Effect. What were your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean,
Marshall Cusow's the main character?
The season as a whole, yeah, it was. Really good. I thought like the last episode, it was like typical like season finale. Like it's very action heavy the first half, and then like sort of set up for the second season. We had like a montage with like the musical the music playing overhead, and we see what all the characters are up to. Hildy's creating tincture with the mushroom. The bad guy Jonas Backstein like ate like several mushrooms. My only, I guess, complaint, or maybe like nitpick, is like we still don't know anything about like the little people that they're seeing when they take the mushroom. We know nothing about them still. But I guess like one, progression is that okay, the mushroom world can interact with the real world because Marshall draw that symbol of Joshua tree that Francis sees. So they're kind of like. I think like it's sort of like Lost. They didn't exactly know what they wanted to do with the little people.
But they're
at first.
We'll come back to it.
And like they're trying to think of something, and it might not be a satisfying explanation like Lost did. So I'm kind of worried it's going to go in that direction. It's like they focus too much on making something intriguing or making something a mystery that they don't focus on what the mystery is going to be or the answer to that mystery.
Yeah, they set up an amazing opportunity for us to for podcasters and YouTubers to theory cast, but they didn't give us enough. They didn't give us any information to even start a good theory. You know, is that what you're saying? Like in theory, it's really intriguing, but in reality, they didn't lay enough groundwork down to pull you in.
Yeah. So we'll just see. I guess season 2 will come out in 2026 because, or no, probably 2027 because it takes forever for the animate these things. Like Venture Brothers took there was 2.5 years between each season because they only had 2 writers, and they had like old school animation, so animation takes a long ass time to do. But hopefully, I think if they do make season 2, we won't find out about it until the 3rd episode's already out. So,
yeah, right. It has been renewed.
Forgotten about it.
Yeah, the good news is that season 2 has been
Is this
renewed.
you getting buzz online, or is it just I'm
Not
sure it's
that
not as popular as Morty, but it's no one's really talking about it online. It's kind of
suppression from big pharma, suppression from big.
Hopefully,
I'm not going to use
hopefully,
censorship
hopefully more
word.
people are watching on Max. Hopefully more people are watching on Max. But yeah, overall, this is a great show.
You'll like this part. Tip the evil CEO. So there's 2 CEOs. There's the evil CEO who's in charge of the conglomerate.
Well, he's not CEO. He's just on a bunch of boards. He's just a billionaire.
Oh
investor.
yeah, okay, good point. Yeah, he's a board member. Yeah. What's his name? The evil guy. You said it earlier.
Jonas Backstein, because he backs companies.
Jonas Backstein, very funny. So he obviously wants to. He spends the entire season trying to crush this mushroom, right? Because it would end big pharma, obviously. And then he gets really sick, and then in the end he's like, "Oh, give me those mushrooms." So just the hypocrisy of the character is delicious.
Yeah, I mean, that was another complaint I had. Really, he's not gonna. He knows these mushrooms can cure anything. He's not gonna keep some for a rainy day.
Right.
He's just gonna it would have been better if he had some stashed away, but they were either stolen or destroyed. Then he gets his cancer diagnosis, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I need to get some of these mushrooms." Yes, I mean, I think he would want to keep these for himself and the wealthy elite, but for him to destroy them all, that was stupid. It's because he knows, any rational person would be this would be nice for anyone to have. We just can't have the public having it. Yeah, another nitpick, but overall, yeah, just a great show. And
wonder if old RFK knows about this show.
Well, there's that one line where they decide to make the mushroom a food additive because you do not need FDA approval for food additives because they put anything in our food.
Right. Yep.
So that was
Seriously, I become so much more conscious about what's in the food. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is natural flavor?
And what's in the nuts too? Yeah.
And what's in the nuts? If you guys want to get your mind blown, go look at the ingredients for the Pillsbury biscuits or whatever. It's there's 4 main ingredients. It's sugar, hydrogenated seed oil, palm seed oil, and then something else. I don't remember what. But it's wait, where's the yeast? Where's the wheat? I'm eating a biscuit here. Where's the nutrition of it all? It's mind blowing. Just what they make, what they put in our food.
They call it a food product. Have you ever seen like cheese product or whatever?
Yeah.
It's Velveeta is just cheese food.
It's
what the is Velveeta?
I remember one time I had chocolate drink thinking it was chocolate milk. It was just chocolate water. And it was oh, chocolate drink. Yeah, they can't call it milk because there's no milk in here. That makes sense.
Chocolate drink, baby.
Yeah. And they're oh, we'll call this apple juice, and then we'll put 3% apple juice in it. And we'll call it apple juice, and we'll trick dumb parents. And some smart parents too.
It is
parents
concerning.
just don't know. Yeah. You would trust the food pyramid. You trust the government's looking out for you and what you put in your body. That's clearly not true.
At least not the modern government. I mean, maybe in times past, but not even then, really.
I could point to examples in the 60s that would horrify you. 59.
Yeah.
Polio vaccine. Guys, I think Common Side Effect. Comment down below if you've seen Common Side Effect. If you really enjoyed it, or if listening to us makes you want to talk about it. I can't stress it enough. Just how charming and endearing this show is. It's not
Glad to see
I
Adult
want to
Swim's
watch it.
taking.
It's not Dragon
Glad to
Ball
see
Z.
Adult Swim's taking chances on shows other than Rick and Morty.
Yeah, right. Now they got some Rick and Morty money. They can go out and
I mean,
buy
is Rick
some
and
art
Morty
house
still
stuff.
even? I mean, I haven't heard anything about Rick and Morty in like 2 years.
Dude, they're
they replaced
culturally.
They replaced the voice actors.
Isn't that wild? That was like the #1 show. They were like people were rioting inside McDonald's, like looking, for the Szechuan packets or whatever. Like that was such a cultural phenomenon.
That was like 10 years ago, though, right?
But yeah, that was like so.
The show's been on the air for like it's been on like for 12 years. I think it's just like the hype's
what killed
over.
Rick and Morty?
Well, I think
like
the creator did. The creator was like just sending like weird text and just like doing a bunch of weird, creepy shit, and they fired him. Well, he was like accused of like sexual assault or something, but that was dropped. But like they still don't like him, so it's kind of like the Neil Gaiman thing. Like he wasn't accused or like convicted of anything, but he just had a bad reputation. So yeah, and I think just people have just moved on to other shows.
If they haven't, season 8 comes out May 25th, 2025.
Okay.
Well, our artists are very passionate people, and passionate people make lots of mistakes. So there you go.
Justin Roiland is a wacky dude, not defending his allegations or whatever. Well, he was found innocent, by the way.
They make lots and lots of
So
mistakes.
was Kevin Spacey, but
I mean, yeah, that man wasn't even in the country during one of the allegations. How sloppy is that? Like I don't know enough about the other 30 allegations, but I remember like going like the 4 allegations in the UK that he was found not guilty on, and I was like, dude, what's sloppy journalism? Who the fuck would like report this? And they reported it so vividly. Like, guys, I didn't get to watch the last season of House of Cards.
They care about the truth. They care about getting the
clicks and headlines. They don't care about the truth.
Yeah,
he wasn't even in the country. The guy was one of the grown ass men like accused him. He wasn't even in the country at the time. You know how easy that, like, as a New York Times journalist or whoever the journalist, fact check that. It's not hard.
Yeah, because you know, a disproven story is not as interesting as it's not as spicy as a accusation. So, but yeah,
pretty sad. Yellow journalism is like a scourge on society.
This feels like a great time to remind everyone about Epstein.
Scourge.
So,
yeah,
that's our show.
Didn't kill himself.
You know somebody's holding the axe over some people's necks with that freaking list, dude. I swear. Somebody's getting manipulated like a mother.
We'll never see that list.
Well, I think next week we have, Last of Us. Well, we might have to wait till Sunday night. So, you can talk about Daredevil, I guess, next week. Last of Us.
The Last of Us season 2 is coming out?
Yep.
Yeah, next Sunday. But Sunday night, so we can just talk about Daredevil next week, I guess, and then we'll do Last of Us maybe like a few days later. And then Andor a little bit after that. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about for, I think.
Great television coming up. That's all the more reason to subscribe. We don't see no push notifications, so you're not even get annoying notifications on your phone. So really, just hit subscribe. Do it.
Yeah.
It'd be great for us.
Yeah, thanks for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. But that's it for us. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Tip.
Matt.
Thanks for listening.